For more on the investigation, ABC News contributor and former San Bernardino police chief Jarrod Burguan joins me now. Jarrod, thank you in advance for the time. During Cremo's court appearance today, the prosecutor said the suspected gunman made a voluntary statement confessing to the attack. When it comes time for trial, how critical is that statement?
Well, I'm sure that that is a key piece of evidence that the prosecutors are going to want to present in the trial. It is voluntary. We just don't know if it was obtained inside of Miranda or outside of Miranda. If it's inside of Miranda, it's going to be admissible. If it's outside, it's going to be an argument for the courts and for a judge to decide whether or not it's allowable.
Are there any lessons to be taken from, as we just heard from the police chief there in Richmond, Virginia, that could apply to any of us in any town or city going forward?
Yeah, I think what we just heard in Richmond is an example of how we want the system to work. We want people to report things that are suspicious. We want people to be engaged in playing a role in the safety in their community. And we want the police department and our officers to be able to do a good enough job to effectively stop or thwart an attack, as Virginia is reporting in this case. I think that's an example of how it is supposed to work. Unfortunately, it's easy in this very complex system that we're in to sometimes miss those things. So kudos to Virginia for doing it the right way.
So, Jarrod, let me ask you, though, we zoomed in right away on the police chief's speech, and he was saying something to the extent of public safety is not just for the police, it's for citizens to participate. But if you look at this incident in Highland Park, Illinois, I mean, the police were called to the suspected killer's house. They took knives, a whole knife collection that he had. The suspect had been posting extremely violent things on social media. So it seems like not only were citizens concerned, his family was concerned, called the police. It just seems like this was full of red flags, and somehow this event still happened. How do you explain that?
Yeah, I think in this discussion we're having in this country right now, there's obviously a lot of folks that agree with the notion of figuring out a way to keep guns out of the hands of people that don't need to have them, having red flag laws on the books, making sure that people with mental illness or criminal histories don't get access to guns. The challenge is actually putting that into practice. Police officers every day are dealing with people, they're dealing with some type of crisis, some type of mental health breakdown, something that causes them to come into contact with these folks. And in a lot of cases, you may take somebody to the county mental health examiner for a 72-hour hold, but there's a process beyond that. It's beyond what the police do that actually is going to take somebody and place them into a database that ultimately is going to flag that person if they try to actually purchase a firearm. And the rules for that vary from state to state to state. And in some places it is even that do background checks. In some places you even have to, reach the point of being admitted for a mental health evaluation, or even being deemed mentally incompetent by the courts. And that's a much higher bar than just the police officers being on a call. It's a start, and it sounds like Highland Park did a good job in removing the weapons that were in the house. We just don't have the details on what took place after that and what type of evaluation this person received.
Jarrod, I'm glad you explained how it's state to state, and sometimes there is an extremely high bar for any kind of official red flag to basically be something that a police force thinks is actionable. Jarrod Burguan, we thank you so much for your time and lending us your expertise.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.